Welcome to the world of Mime Over Matter, and here in front of us we have an action figure that is an architect. He is a visionary. He is Seth Rollins. Look at that face sculpt. That is perfection. This is from the Mattel Main Event series, which is their lower line $11, $12 price point, which is amazing for an action figure of this quality. I have one other of them. I have John Cena. Now I have Seth Rollins. I think the two will have to fight at the end. From an unboxing perspective, I did have to use a piece of clay to keep it up. The bubble on the card makes it a little bit tipsy-turvy, so I wanted to not have to worry about that during the stop-motion unboxing. But other than that, the packaging is phenomenal. Not AJ Styles, just in that it looks fantastic. And on the back, you can see the likeness of Seth Rollins from the action figure, and we can see who else is in this wave. We got Ricky Steamboat, Steve Austin, Batista, and Liv Morgan. That is a solid line. Mattel is doing fantastic with which wrestlers they choose from these series. But I'd say let's take a closer look at the man of the hour, our Seth Rollins, and just check his articulation out. So like I mentioned before, this is the lower end of the WWE Mattel figures, the main event. They also have a Elite collection, which is better articulation, almost updated. So everything you see on here, plus extra. So this is 1 point of articulation on the elbow. That has 2. The neck is about the same. The waist is better. So I do have some other figures of the Elite as well as the Ultimates, which is the Super Ultimate articulation. So we're going to do a comparison at the end, as well as some other Seth Rollins figures that I do happen to have. I don't know if they're part of any particular like series as far as the articulation goes, because they're special releases. We'll see when we get there. So one thing about these Mattel figures is the knees, and this happens on all of them, on the Elites and on the Ultimates. The knee pads definitely get in the way of the articulation. Underneath them, they do have better articulation, but the knee pads just really get in the way. But if you take them off, your action figures have a chance of busting their knee like their Stone Cold action figure. I'm assuming if you take that off, his knee just falls apart, because they're based off the likeness of the wrestlers, and the knees are always a very first thing to go with all the jumping and the landing and the kicking and the chairs. Then the knees are wobbly at best. The real life wrestlers are wobbly. The action figures, good solid joints. And here's the first of the 2 of the other Seth Rollins figures that we'll be comparing against. This is the zombie one. You can see the hip articulation is almost non-existent. It just goes forward and back, but the shoulders and the elbows are pretty good. I do believe they use a different face sculpt on this figure. I'm just comparing them. It does look slightly different. And then this is the reason why wrestlers wear their boots, because if they don't, just the skin and everything could just peel right off, and then it's just exposed muscle and blood. And it gets gross. They could still wrestle like that, but it's inconvenient and it's slippery for everyone. It's a trip hazard. And here we go. This is our Ninja Turtles WWE crossover. This is Seth Rollins as Leonardo. You can see he's got his glasses, which it's kind of both Seth Rollins and it's blue for Leonardo. That is one of the perfect crossover accessories I think I've seen. And then this one does wrestle with swords, which, depending on the stipulation of the match, it might be illegal if you cut someone. So I would not recommend, if you're a up-and-coming wrestler out there, to bring swords into the ring. You'll probably get yourself disqualified. From an articulation standpoint, compared to the main event, this does have the thigh cut and has better waist articulation, where he goes side to side, can only do the twist. He can go forward and back, so he can do that little bit of the ab crunch. Otherwise, the articulation on this figure, and he has double joints on the elbows, whereas the main event only has 1. So this is a mix between the Ninja Turtles one is a mix between main event as well as the what we're going to see right here, which is the Elites, which is our Cody Rhodes. So he has really good ab crunch compared to the side to side, and he has a little bit extra. He's got the bicep swivel on there, so it's got a similar shoulder joint, but he can really move that arm. And then he's got the double joint on the elbow, and you can see this. And the wrist is about the same, and then he's got the thigh cut swivel, and you can't really tell if the knees are better on this one because of the shoulders, but this one does have the ankle articulation, where this one does not. He just has the boot cut. And next we're going to bring in a character from the Ultimates collection. This was from a movie that was the biggest travesty to the Academy Awards. It got snubbed on every single thing. It should have won Oscar for the best movie. This is, of course, No Holds Barred, starring Zeus as well as Hulk Hogan. So this is the Zeus figure. He's got an even more updated ab crunch. He's got that thigh cut. He's got the the ankle articulation, and he's got Tootsie articulation. So it's everything we saw in the Cody Rhodes figure, but just a little bit more. And then on the shoulder, he's got an extra bicep, I guess, articulation. Just phenomenal. It's ultimate. But I got to say, this Seth Rollins for, I think it was $11.99, is amazing for the price point. So I really like these main event figures for getting the characters that you want. That's not too expensive. If you want updated articulation, you have options. Thanks for watching. Enjoy stop motion. Huh.